So I know what you're thinking. What the fuck kind of title is this, man? Well, first off, as you know, I was a fan of these guys. I'm not talking about all of them, by the way, since there are some innocent people. Only a few things I'm going to be mentioning. As for the title of the video, it's just to get a wider audience, since they're known as the Vanoss crew, as the internet calls it. But hey, that's what the internet calls it, not my idea, so you know. Now, you could call it Team 6 or just a bunch of gaming YouTubers, but hey, it wouldn't look so good on a title. But anyways, it's been a while since I made a video, and you know, so why the fuck not? Now, with that out of the way, this is Leafman Clone here, and this is the Vanoss Crew Rant. But otherwise, welcome back to a brand new video, and I hate to cut it short, but I just want to say, before you hit the dislikes and all that, these were the gaming YouTubers that I looked up to, and just like the Mini-LED rant, it will feel very personal, as I did grow up watching most of these guys. However, it's not actually about Vanoss and all of his friends, but just a few of them. I know what you're thinking about. I've already talked shit about Mini-LED. There isn't anyone else that I could possibly rant about or talk about, you know what I mean? And well, actually,
there's more. No.
Now, if you haven't watched TJV's video before it was taken down by Disney, there was a video known as like the Avengers vs. Mini-LED, and he made a full version of it, Mini-LED being Thanos. And in the updated version, Lui Calibre was Ebony Maw. And at first I thought that Lui was just an overall normal person, you know, just casual content creator, whatnot. But it turns out that there's a lot more to it. The reason why Lui was actually Ebony Maw was because not only is he a greedy person who doesn't care about his fans and only the money, but it turns out he's also a pedophile, or at least potentially a pedophile. I can't really confirm if he actually did this or not, but apparently there are rumors or at least allegations going on, so I assume he is. Even in Discord calls with friends, I do the high-pitched voice, so it kind of like upsets me knowing that, like, again, these are the YouTubers I looked up to, so seeing this really makes me think otherwise. Like, I'm glad I'm doing commentary now. Like, shit, dude. That's just crazy to think about. You know, I watched these guys for years. We're talking like 2012, so it's been quite a while, at least 2011, 2012. So it turns out that Lui just doesn't care about his fans, but rather the money. He quit YouTube because he wasn't getting enough money, and to this day, he still has like more subs and views than the consistent Vanoss group members like, you know, Moo and Marcel and the others. Now, apparently it was announced that Lui is a pedophile or something like that, and holy shit, man, it just gets worse. Now, assuming you don't know his age, you're gonna feel a lot worse than that. Lui was in his 30s during this event, apparently, and someone at around 15 was sexually harassed her, so I assume it was. And that's just insane. Remember, guys, this is the same guy I'd watch as a kid and was that much of an asshole off screen. It makes me wonder who else is behind this. Netflix, I'm looking at you, by the way. But anyways, guys, there's more, and before I break it down, I just want to say to sub to TJV, since he's the reason I learned about this stuff. So, thanks, man. Also, he did make another video on Mini-LED calling out Mr. Beast. I'd talk about that, but, I don't want to make another set of Suzy Lou videos where there's like 11 videos, and this time it's going to be on Mini-LED. Like, that's just too much for, in my opinion, at least, for my channel, because I already did that and I don't want to do that again. But furthermore, I won't be talking about it since I'm not trying to steal his content anyway. But back to what I was talking about. So next up, which is very recent, Terrorizer got into drama with Wrecker. I'm sure everyone knows who these are, but in case you don't know, these are like two friends who used to play games with Vanoss and them and whatnot, and they would just do like funny moments and all that. But recently they got into some drama, and apparently it's about saying shit on Twitter, which I'll be honest, I actually couldn't find, but instead of me explaining and boring you, allow me to play this allow me to play the clip where Brian or Terrorizer explains what happened, and I'll give my full-on input on it. So, here we go.
Dark_side_psy at £10. Hey Brian, I was wondering if you or any of the V unit could invite Ryan/Wrecker for a few games in Among Us. I think he's better than Marcel and Wildcat as importer.
That won't, trust me, man, that won't be happening. Not after his little he went off on Twitter. He's throwing my name around, saying, here's the thing did that was just like to the point where I was like, right, okay, man. He started saying with the whole Craig thing, he started saying like he didn't at me because he's blocked me on Twitter. These are just the facts. I don't know what he's doing on Twitter. He's blocked me. Okay. What did he do? He fucking said he was insinuating that I must have had no knowledge of the things that are happening with Craig. that surely Brian knew about it. Like, what the fuck? What a fucking slanderous thing to say on the internet. So no, I wouldn't be expecting me and him to be playing. He fell out with like everyone in the group.
So apparently Ohm has been tweeting about Terrorizer, saying Brian knew about Minilad being a pedo, and which he never actually did because, well, if it was, like, even if it was him, it just doesn't add up because, I mean, sure, they were close. Like, Minilad and Terrorizer were next to best friends at one point, but even I don't think Minilad would just come up to him and be like, hey, Terrorizer, I did shit with minors. Like, fuck, man. I really don't think that would be the case anyway, because as it is, Minilad and Terrorizer are no longer friends. They had beef and whatnot, so even I know that's probably not the case. But, you know, again, Brian himself is getting blamed for it, so after giving my input, I found out that Ohm himself left a very long comment, in which I'll read for you guys. It says, I blocked Brian months ago, yes. I didn't announce it, but Brian, despite claiming he hates drama, decided it's a good idea to go and share it with the world. This is the same guy that has blocked people in the group on and off years ago, mind you. I didn't even put the alleged tweet he spoke of, lending to more unneeded drama. Do your research, this is on him. The specific claim he had never made. At best, assuming this wasn't him trolling me to get harassment sent my way. He is misremembering things and is making a big stretch out of something else that was said about him not speaking out against Minnie or Louis. What he's saying in the clip is literally something he made up. He's either intentionally lying or at his best, he's relying on a deeply flawed recollection on his part. It would take maybe 5-10 minutes tops to verify yourself, but people would eat this up as a fact because they don't know the Terrorizer I know. I want nothing to do with him at this point, and he should have respected by not doing what he did on that live stream. I do not want to talk to him or talk about him. If he didn't want or enjoy this drama, he would have created it months after I cut ties with him. Cutting ties doesn't hurt him or impact him in any way, and it was done privately. This was completely unnecessary, and I want him to leave me alone. Then he makes an edit, and then he says, to clarify things, edited on October 12, 2020. The stretch I mentioned above relates to the tweet back in the early summer referencing only a lack of current response after Brian had just criticized the Pope of Catholic Church on stream that time. In no way did that allude to the Brian I knew. To suggest otherwise was dishonest. That tweet is very specific. I have never suggested Brian knew before the accusations came out. 2, I have multiple terms condemned what Minilad and Louis did. In no way would I ever defend either of their actions. I cut ties with both of them immediately at the time when the tweet was about the church was written. No one in the group had said a word at that point. 3, a tweet in May that stated Brian was the only one willing to work things out with Minnie, despite my Nogle's attempts to broken peace over well over a year, was made a full month prior to the allegations and not any sort of defense of what Minilad was exposed for after. The truth is, Minilad was the group's punching bag before he left. I felt bad for Minilad until the accusations came out because he really was bullied hard. Once the accusations came out, I ended that friendship and obviously would no longer try to get them to patch things up. 4, my block of Brian has nothing to do with me thinking he knew something about Minnie. There were many other things impacting that choice, things I've kept private about, but were very hurtful to me. The straw that broke the camel's back was after I spent the entire month of June 2020 dealing with attacks and accusations from a few of the guys in the group over a Twitter account that I had nothing to do with. He references this guy named James36394318, which was the account trying to expose them for the past videos, but they sat there bashing me relentlessly. They sat there bashing me relentlessly for the entire month. And then he has proof with the link, which I won't be showing, but if you want to see the video, I will link the original clip of the video down in the description for you guys to see that. I'm going to end off this comment because there's a lot more for me to say, but it's way too long for me to just keep going on and on about. So after reading this comment, the best action I can say is don't take sides yet. I say yet because I'm not sure what to believe. As it is, it's their own drama. Anyways, personally, if I didn't see the comment, I would have probably immediately voted out Wrecker Among Us style, but for all we know, Brian is the imposter, but my point is, let's skip the vote since we don't know who's at fault here. For the most part, I'm going to avoid the drama as well. But it will go on the Minilad playlist that I'm working on since it was part of it and it does talk about it. But if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and hit those notifications. Be sure to check out my Twitch and social media. Thanks for all the support you guys have been giving me. It means a lot. I'm honestly happy to see that I'm almost at 500, and without you guys, I wouldn't be there. To all my Canadians, happy Thanksgiving, and yeah, guys, keep it real. Peace.